All right. I'm super excited to kind of shift the focus to how to utilize social media. I am super excited to share some ideas with you guys to empower you so that you are completely, oh good, I loved it. You loved listening and learning. Perfect. Katie's dying. That's not good. But if you're dying of laughter, that is good. I love it. So we're excited to empower you and arm you with a few tidbits on how to nail your social media. We've got some amazing women sharing, and I might put one person on the spot that I didn't ask before. I can't imagine, right? So anyway, we're excited to have you here. Before we do that, I want to see if anybody has shout outs for this amazing team. Anything this week that you saw, a sideline, an upline, a downline, anyone that you can see showing up consistently, sharing their heart. Time to do some shout outs. Anybody want to go for it?
I will.
Get it.
Okay. I just want to shout out Allison. She is my new level 1, and she is hosting. She's like, I want to do this. She told me I want to go Emerald, and I was like, okay, let's do this. So we did an event on Thursday night, and she got 2 enrollments on Saturday, and she's like, I got to get that 3rd one. And we're going to do an event for one of her enrollments who I think she's concerned about affording the product. So I'm like, well, let's find some friends to do this with you. So I just wanted to shout her out. She's just gung-ho and excited.
Allison, yay! We're so excited to have you. Way to show up, girl. And we know how to help you. You've got the most amazing support. How fun to do this with you. Welcome. We're so excited for you. Who else has shout outs?
Christy, I have one. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jess.
Sorry, Sammy.
You're fine.
I can't show my face right now because I'm driving, but I just want to shout out Jamie. She is one of Melissa's level 1s, and she went from, I'm not going to share, to I'm going to share, and enrolled 6 in like a week. And she is just amazing. She has such a big heart and just has gotten over a lot of mindset blocks. And I'm just so proud of her, just cheering her on. I just love seeing people thrive and get excited about the business.
Oh, Jamie, whoop, whoop, look at you, babe. You got your cute sweatshirt, the coveted white sweatshirt. That is so awesome. I love having new people here. Welcome. We're so happy to have you. And huge congrats. That's a big deal. Sammy, get it.
I was just going to shout out my entire team because I can't pick one. I feel like each individual person on my team, I'm looking at Cami right now, who's had like major leadership level ups. I'm like, honestly, like every single person on my team that is on this call, I love you dearly. And I hope you know that because we've had some major crazy things happen in the last month that have been amazing. And I'm so proud of all of them.
I love it. I'm seeing it too. Cami, you're a powerful woman. It's so fun. You guys, oh my gosh, I love what we do. We literally get to help people like step into the best version of themselves. Do you see that? Like product-wise, heck yes. It's so exciting to watch people improve their physical health. But on the business side too, it requires personal growth. Like you just must grow. And it's so cool to see people lean in when it gets uncomfortable because growth is painful, but so is staying the same, right? There's pain. It's inevitable. But I love—
Can I shout out somebody?
Yes. Go for it, Miley.
I'm at work, but I just wanted to shout out Sammy and let her know what a wonderful leader she is. And I'm so proud of her and becoming an emerald. I look up to you, Sammy. I want to be just like you.
Oh, I love that. Guys, Miley went, I think she enrolled 30. Did she enroll 30 people in a month? Miley, remember the one that Sammy was talking about that was like, I don't even know if this is working. Sammy's like, I love you. Here's your weekly videos. How are you doing? She loved her where she is. And look at Miley now. She earned Leaders Retreat, Gold Retreat within like 3 weeks. Guys, keep the faith, right? That's the magic of loving people where they are. And yes, Sammy Stewart, round of applause for Emerald, babe! So amazing. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. Who else has shout outs?
I have one. and I don't think she's on the call, but I want to shout out Laurie Ramos. She's like my sideline soul sister. I love that girl, and we talk a lot, and I've really seen this shift in her and like her mindset and how she loves people, and like it's just on her mind all the time about loving people where they are. And I don't know, things have just really changed for her a lot this last month, and I just love her dearly. So I just want to shout her out. And I was going to actually shout out Miley also. I can't wait to meet her. Laurie and I talk about her all the time. She's such a freaking doll, and she's a little rock star. And I just cannot wait to meet her at Gold Retreat. She's just amazing, and she just did incredible things this last month. So that's my 2 girls I want to shout out.
Oh, I love it. And isn't that so cool that they're not even on her team? Like, that's the family that we have here. It's pretty amazing. Somebody else was going to shout out. Was there someone I missed? Well, I am going to shout out. I want to shout out everyone. Oh no, this is the problem. Katie Tucker, holy freaking emerald, girl. Katie went emerald. And not only that, like, Katie girl, I'm gonna get emotional. It's been so cool to watch you like be the leader that you are. So many people are inspired by you. Like, everybody talks about Katie Tucker and how inspiring she is. But you are such an amazing leader. And just watching you like lean in this last month when it wasn't, guys, I want you to know, maybe you hear that and you go, I want to go emerald. You better be ready to walk through the swamp, because it is not a like yellow brick road that leads to the castle. Like, it puts you into the swamp, right? It doesn't mean you have to lay down and do swamp angels. You can keep walking, you can find the joy and make it fun. But we watched Katie just like lean in and like face some fears and really lean into the beautiful leader that she always has been. But it's taken some time and some experience and some failures, like some learning experiences, to really make her this beautiful leader. So Katie, I'm so proud of you. You are such an inspiration to so many people. And it's been so cool to watch you hit it and just like soar past it. Your team, can you guys see the ripple effect even just on her team? Like, it's so cool to watch her leaders be like, yes, I love Katie. She's such an awesome leader. And they are inspired to show up and lean into their discomfort. It is so awesome. So
I want to shout out my team real fast. Well, Katie's part of my team, and I love her, and it was a privilege to watch her go emerald and to help her get there. But she's an amazing leader, and she totally deserves it. But I want to shout out like everyone on my team, amazing, and I could talk about all of them and say all the most amazing things about all of them. But Jessica ranked Ruby last month, and you guys, this girl has had so much in her life happening in the last year, and she has just stuck with it, and even the ups and downs, and I'm so proud of her. But something really special about Jess, sorry, I know it's loud out here. I'm in Park City. It's actually our anniversary. So we're like up here for our little anniversary. We're just waiting in line. But something really special about Jess that I just wanted to say to everyone is that she is a team player. Like, it's not just about her. She ranked Ruby, and I had 10 people to go before I hit senior Ruby, and she was leaving on vacation, and she could have just been like, peace out, like, I hit my goal, like, see you later. But she was like, no, I'm gonna work on the way there. Any second I have service, I'm gonna work. And that meant so much to me, because I felt that scarcity creeping in of like, oh, like, everyone's leaving, like, everyone's hit their goals, you know. And she just showed up for me. She just was like, nope, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna help you get there. And that is teamwork. Like, that is real love and support. Like, it wasn't about her goal anymore. It was just about everybody hitting their goal, not leaving anybody behind. And I think that is the most beautiful part about this business, is that we care about people, whether they're our sideline, whether they're our upline, whether they're our downline. Like, we care about people. And Jess is just, she is a heart of gold, you guys. Like, if you haven't met her, you're gonna love her the second you meet her, because she's amazing. And so anyways, I just want to shout her out. I love you.
oh my gosh, perma-chills head to toe. This is crazy. I love this team. Holy crap. And you guys know, like, the energy that we have is everything. Do you get that? Like, energy is everything. You know that, right? And we're so blessed to have this amazing family. Oh, So you guys, okay, so wait, hold on. Allison said, I totally want to shout out Jenna. She's truly been so helpful since I signed up and gone above and beyond to help me rank up to silver. I have one more to go and she's doing everything she can to help me. Love you, girl. Allison, we love hearing this. Jenna is amazing. And like, let's just say honestly, how many of you know that it's the swamp sometimes? Like, I know all of your stories. Everybody, like, we're all in the swamp at times. But we keep trudging together and we will make it. Like, we're going to get through it and we're going to create joy and we're going to work together. And it's so beautiful. I love that. Okay. There's so many more shout outs. I just don't ever want to leave anyone out, but Synergy is on fire. Let's just say this, like, we have more people taking ownership. Do you know what I mean by that? When I say take ownership, that means you look at your day and your business and you go, this is my business. And these are people that I am here to impact and influence. How can I show up today to change lives? And you dig in and take ownership. So many people are taking ownership on our team, and it's creating this explosion that we've like, this is momentum that we have never seen on our team yet. And we're 4 years in. That says to me, we have so many people owning it and committed and showing up. So every one of you truly does deserve a shout out. Even if you're brand new on this call. Jess, Queen, I don't know you that well yet, but you're part of this. Every one of you, there is room for everyone at this table, and every single one of you showing up to this call and bringing your energy and doing your thing and digging in and reaching out, it matters. And together we're creating this beautiful, beautiful momentum that's changing lives. So I want to shout every one of you out. Truly, you deserve it. With that being said, I'm so excited to get into our social media training. This is going to be so valuable. So get out your notebooks, your papers. Let's be all in and all present with this so that we can become masters at this, and at least just, you know, a couple baby steps forward is going to be awesome. We have our 3-day challenge starting tomorrow. And just please remember that your energy in that group matters. Your comments matter. Everybody has been kind of grilling me like, how are you guys doing these? Because we have had massive success with our 3-day challenges. I have other diamonds reaching out and like, can I like be a fly on the wall? Like, how are you doing this? You guys, it is our energy. It's that we love each other. We love the people that have yet to come into this family, and we are educating them so that they can change their life. Your comments matter in that 3-day challenge, and your energy that you bring is what makes it successful. That's truly, at the end of the day, what makes it successful. So please go in there, do your comments, introduce yourself, tag your people so that they can feel like there's room for them at this table too. People love that attention. So make sure to tag people, message them, let them know that you want them to join us, and it's going to be awesome. And then with that being said, let's move right along. Is there anything else we need to talk about for this week that I'm forgetting? Be consistent, you guys. We're doing our 30-day challenge, which really only consists of 13 challenges. And I want you to just be consistent. You're not going to be perfect, but show up, keep completing those challenges. When I'm creating those posts, I'm thinking, how can I help people spend a chunk of time to really make it count? So when you do those challenges, you're going to move the needle with less time and more impact. So keep that in mind and finish those challenges. Okay, social media. The part that I have to add, I just want to share with you, when I was going from 0 to Emerald, I had a lot of stories playing in my mind. Like, I had a lot of mindset work to do to be all in with this thing, because I was so against network marketing and I was kind of snarky and skeptical. So I had a lot of mindset work to do. That's why I had Sweat Tacos for the first 2 years, like straight up, because my stories were playing. Do you guys have those stories of like, I don't want to be annoying on social media, and I'm like, I really don't want to like lose friendships, and I want people to know that I'm being genuine. Like, if you have those stories, you're not alone. We all do. But I really struggled with that from 0 to Emerald, my first year of my business. But I was also committed and I wasn't going anywhere. So I had Sweat Tacos because I was like, I'm in and I'm really uncomfortable, but I'm committed to do it, right? This is one thing I did that worked like a charm. I did Facebook Lives, okay? Here is the deal. We are in a people business, okay? People want connection. So if you reverse engineer this and you go, okay, I'm in a people business, how can I harness this tool of social media to create connections with people? There's a lot of different ways to do it, but you always have to keep in mind, what can I do to create connection? All of us are different, and you're going to hear from beautiful women who all have different approaches to social media. Mine's completely different from Sammy's, Kimberly's, Katie's, Lori's. We're all different, but at the end of the day, it's connection. That's what you're wanting to create, is connection. And I have found that Facebook Live is the easy button for connection. It just is, because people can feel your energy. They can see you. They can hear you. You're vulnerable. Vulnerability leads to connection. And we're in a people business. So the more vulnerable you can be, the more connection you'll create. And that turns into enrollments, and it turns into people changing their lives and doing the business. Like, it is the easy button for creating connection. So as far as like what to say, sometimes I would do a live and I would just talk about like something fun our family was doing. And I'd say, look at this, we're doing this or that, or here's our dance party or whatever, like something that's fun for you. Just be you, because that's what your audience wants to see. And that's what they're going to connect with, is your genuine, like whatever you're doing that's genuine. So be you. But right now, I want you to write down a couple of things that have come to mind since we've been talking about Facebook Lives. What would you do? And I know you might have sweat tacos down to your arm, like down to your waist. That's okay. It's okay. It's your first time. Be willing to be new at something. But what would you want to do? Like when you heard me say do a Facebook Live, what ideas did you get? Would you maybe tell your plexus story? That's honestly one of the ways that I was able to communicate clearly my plexus journey, because I wanted people to feel my heart. I wanted people to listen, because I knew what I have is going to change their world if they're open to it and if the timing is right. So I would just get on Facebook and I would say, I want you guys to hear my journey so far. I want you to hear what I've been through. I'm going to be vulnerable with you, because the reason I'm doing this is for that one person who might resonate with what I'm saying. If that changes your life, I'll go live and have sweat tacos any day of the week, right? But I want you to write down, like, what would you want to do? Maybe it's just sitting down with your family and just saying, this is what we've been up to. Here's our update. Here's my kids. Ta-da, and you move it over. Or here's my husband, or what do you want to say, right? Maybe it's your plexus story. Write down a couple things that you would like to do. Well, maybe not like. What ideas do you have that you feel you could provide value or connection through your Facebook Lives with your audience? Okay, write that down so that you can do that. And I'm committed to do this myself. I'm going to be vulnerable with you. Like, social media has always kind of been something that I've had to work to like be consistent with. It just is. I'm committed to work on it, right? Every single day, baby steps. But doing those Facebook Lives from 0 to Emerald consistently, it worked. At the end of the day, it worked. People could feel my heart, people enrolled, and it worked. So that's what I would love to say about social media. And we are going to have Kimberly talk. And then I'm going to have Kimberly pass it to Sammy, and then Katie, and then Lori Ward, if you want to throw in a couple thoughts, because we know you are an Instagram queen. We'd love to hear your beautiful pink-haired thoughts if you want to. Take it away, Kimberly.
Okay, hello everyone. So glad to be here today. I love social media, and I'm super excited to talk about this. And really what it comes down to is just being you. So how many people on this call know someone who is really annoying with the business that they work? And they put it all over social media and it drives you crazy. As a matter of fact, you've probably unfollowed people like that, right? So the thing about social media that we don't want to be is annoying. We don't want to be that girl like Christy talked about, right? So the best way that we can not be that girl is just be ourselves. This is what I always think about. When your friends on Facebook and your friends on Instagram are your friend because of you, not because of Plexus, but because of you. And so the most important thing is just be yourself. I like to look at Instagram and Facebook as a place of safety for my friends. And it's a place where I can educate and I can teach people and I can bring value to people. And if there's anything I could say to you guys, when you post, think about what value am I bringing with this post? positivity always goes a long ways, right? But being yourself is the most important thing. If you're new here, some of the things that Plexus is known for is a saying called one Plexus. And it's really nice when you start this journey, being able to look at other people's stories and posts and use those as a guideline. Because I think sometimes people get overwhelmed with thinking, what do I post about? Especially if it's Plexus related. You might be new to this business and or even new to these products, and you don't know exactly what to post. And so one of the things that you can do is you can actually go through and look at other people's posts. And I would recommend not sharing their story, but copy and pasting it, because that will gather more attraction if you copy and paste rather than share. Another thing about that is when you do copy and paste a story or whatever, you want to make sure that you tweak that verbiage for you. Because again, your followers are following you, not somebody else. And so just make sure that you're speaking with your own verbiage. It's okay to tweak those posts. It does make it easier so you don't have to think about a post, but just making it so it sounds like it's from you is super important. Another thing about social media that I think is really important is being consistent. And I know that everyone on this call, that anyone that has a social media business, being consistent is so important. People like to see what's going on in your life. And like Chrissy said, sometimes it's about being vulnerable. Sometimes it's about educating. All of those things, bringing value to Instagram or Facebook is really, really important. One thing that I do with my social media posting is I never hashtag Plexus. Because I like to create curiosity. And so I'll do a post and I'll talk about gut health and things like that, but I never hashtag Plexus because I don't want people to go and research that, because we all know that Google is the worst thing in the world, right? I'm a nurse practitioner, and I always hated when my patients would come in and they'd be like, oh, I Googled this and now I know what I need to do. And it's like, no, don't Google. That just gave you the wrong answer, or it put all these crazy thoughts into your head. So I like to create curiosity, because when people start hearing you talk about gut health, then they're like, okay, well, what product are you using? I want more information. And like that last call that we were on, that opens the door to conversation. And then you can start digging into what people need. Because again, people like to hear about themselves. They like to talk about themselves. So if you can open that door, create curiosity, if they reached out to you about gut health, then you know that is a whole conversation that you can start talking about that for them. And then let me see. I think it's really important. When I first started, I only posted about the products. Because I felt like I didn't have enough of a business testimony. But right now in today's world, it is so important that you post about the business and the products. First of all, we have products that everyone needs, period. Everyone needs supplementation in this world, whether it's for immune health or gut health or anxiety or depression. So many people struggle. So talking about the products is huge. But also, we are in a crisis right now, and so many people could use an extra $500 a month or $1,000 a month. And we have a company that is legit saving people financially. And so talking about that on social media, whether you have a huge story or not, I promise you there are people out there that need this business as much as they need these products. And so talking about it, being open about it, really is key on helping your business, but also changing people's lives. It's contagious. Whether you do it through finances or whether you do it through changing their health, it's contagious. And so sharing about those two things is key with social media. So I know there's a ton of stuff that we're going to go through today, so I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm going to who am I turning the time over to? Sammy? Okay, go Sammy, go.
Thanks, Kim. I'm going to add to what she was talking about when she was saying about making content your own. If you see a post that you love, 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 it's okay. Like when she was talking about copying and pasting, like use it, but you've got to add like a personalized paragraph at the top. Like if, let's say I say like, I heard this and I learned that and I this, and yours says the exact same, like you've kind of got to change it, especially if you live in the same town or you have family that's doing this with you. Like you have to change it, because I know that you have similar experiences to that first paragraph of mine, but it needs to be your own. Otherwise it like devalues what we're all saying to those mutual people that we know, if that makes sense. It makes it less real, right? Less believable. If you wanted to like search anything on Saucony, say you're wanting to post about Metaburn and you're like, I just want to find some really good information. If you typed in Metaburn on Saucony, you'll find so many amazing posts, and you can take bits and pieces here and there and create your own unique post. And it's still the easy button. It's still simple. Even if it's just, and I feel like adding something at the beginning, if it's a testimonial, you can share that testimonial, but talk at the beginning about why you're sharing that testimonial. Say why you like that person's experience or whatever. Like talk about your purpose in sharing that, and it's more powerful. It's more impactful. At the end, don't be afraid to wrap up your thoughts about their testimonial, why they're having these results, what you think about it. I think it's super important. I love the One Plexus that we do get to share content. I just think it's so important for you to make it personal to you for your audience, because it will mean so much more and have so much more of an impact. The next thing I want to mention is creating a network outside of your Plexus network. If you're one that gets on Facebook and all you do when you're on Facebook is comment and like on your Plexus friends' posts to support them, which we all want you to do, and then you post, the only people that are going to see that post is your Plexus people that already know what you're doing, right? You have got to be intentional about your network outside of Plexus. Even if that means searching out individual people, going to their page, going to their recent posts and commenting and liking. It's not scrolling, you guys. It is intentional work for your business. You've got to go in there, comment and like on people that are not in your Plexus network yet. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, you're just kind of creating a network within your network of just your Plexus people. That's all that's going to see your stuff. So make sure you're doing that. Also, for those of you that don't know, this is a pretty simple one, but after you post, you need to be engaging with those comments right away. If you're posting and then you're setting your phone down and walking away for an hour, don't do it. Plan to post and be there present with the comments that come in. Reply to those comments, ask more questions, whatever it is, keep that conversation going. It's crucial that you respond to comments quickly for the algorithms to pick up on the fact that you're engaging with people. That's actually all I was going to share. Kimberly kind of shared some of it. So I'm going to turn the time over to Katie.
All right. I wanted to just talk about kind of how to grow your Instagram if you're interested in that, because I know that that can seem kind of intimidating, and it doesn't have to be, but it does take some time, a little bit, if you're willing to give it some time and be consistent. I know that that's one of the main things we've hit on today is your consistency in your posting. And that is not just in your Plexus posting, but in your personal life. It's very important to be consistent. One of my favorite people to follow on social media is Kimberly, because she delivers consistent stuff. And I like seeing her posting about her hikes and her goofy stuff with her husband and her chickens and then her Plexus stuff. She's really good at showcasing her life and sprinkling Plexus in there with it. Really good. If you guys aren't following her, especially in her stories, Kimberly, will you put your handle in the comments so people can follow you? She's really good. And I get a lot of my ideas from her. But so I kind of started my own Instagram. I started a weight loss Instagram for 4 years ago, and it's been kind of slow growing, and I don't by any means have a ton of followers, but I have a decent amount of people following me, and I get a lot of my enrollments from that page. And one of the things I've had to learn to do is show my life and my kids and talk about everyday things with people, because people will relate to you with those things, and they will also learn to see you as a real human being. And that can kind of, I mean, I think that it just takes a little bit of practice. And you're going to probably kind of feel like nobody cares about this stuff, but they do. I promise you they do. And people are going to want to, see the things that you feel are important, but they just are going to relate to you on that stuff. So, but you've got to be consistent and show up every day on those accounts and engage with people. Don't overdo the plexus. So when I first started, one of the things Kimberly told me to do was, for every plexus post that I do a personal post. Now this might be different for you. If you want to do 2 personal posts and 1 plexus post, do that. But when I was getting my business going, I posted every day, and I was proud of that. And it was not a big deal. I did balance it out though with my own personal life. If you are just doing plexus only, I think people will start to tune you out, and they're not going to want to see all of that. You've got to put in your own personal life, because people are nosy, right? People want to see what you're doing. And I think it's fun to entertain people with my craziness. So, that's one of the biggest things. Consistency, we already talked about that. And I loved what Kimberly said about being you. I know how easy it can be to look at somebody else's Instagram or look at their life and feel like, oh, man, I want to be like that, and try to maybe copy them, but that won't really work. It's so much better to just be yourself and own it, and it doesn't really take that much. If you take that part out of it and make it more just you being you, it makes social media a lot more effortless, if that makes sense. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on was stories. So I think that some people might not utilize their stories as much as you could, but I feel like I get so much more engagement in my stories than I do in like my posts. So, show your face. Take your phone and talk to your people. I have been doing this for like 3 or 4 years. And one of the things I hear the most from people when they sign up with me, especially if they're people that I don't know, is that they feel like they know me and that I feel like their friend. And that is the biggest compliment ever to me, because that tells me I'm doing a good job of being valuable, and at being vulnerable, so that people can see that I'm just a normal person. So I like funny stuff. I post funny stuff. I love plexus stuff. I post plexus stuff. I don't always post everything that circulates in our community. So if you don't want to post every little thing that everybody else is doing, post what speaks to you. I really believe in that. I think that was all. And then the other thing too, I'll end with this. I have a lot of people who tell me that they want to do this business, but they're not influential and they can't do what I do, and that you're not, that you're so good at it and I'm not. And one thing that I have to say about that is it does not happen right away. I did not start out my Instagram account confident like this. It did not. It's taken me years of practice. I've had to do things that scare me. It is a process. So if you're just starting out, there is no shame in being a beginner with social media. It's okay. You're going to have to practice at it and grow into it. The reason I'm where I am now is because I took risks. I did things that scared me and made me uncomfortable. I even still do things that scare me and make me uncomfortable. You should go look at what's on my Instagram stories right now. I posted a picture of my bums, side by side of my bums. I did. There's one that has all this cellulite on it, and it was like, it still makes me like nervous to post that. But I know people respond to that, because guess what? Everybody has a bum, and everybody knows what it's like to have cellulite. So gotta be willing to be new, gotta be willing to post things that make you nervous, and put yourself out there, and give it time and consistency, and you will grow your following. So I think that's going to be all from me.
I love it. Thank you so much. You guys, I love what Katie said about, if there's anything that I feel like is key from all of this, it's be willing to be new, and just baby steps of consistency, right? Any skill, we have to be new at it and kind of learn. And this is no different. So I love that. Lori, if you have thoughts to share, you can. If not, totally fine. We can do Q&A. Everyone's like, can Lori please talk?
Oh, that's so nice. I wasn't anticipating saying anything, but I jotted down some quick notes. First of all, I just want to say yes to everything that has already been said, because they are all right. You got to be yourself. And I just wanted to add a few different things so that we're not, so that we've got something a little different. One thing that's really helped me, and I have to still think about this every single day, is when I get on my phone and I do a story, I have to pretend that I'm talking to one person. I have to visualize, who am I talking to? Because if I'm trying to talk to everyone, no one is going to pick up on that message. And so I really focus on, who am I talking to today? Is it the girl that has, please excuse me, like, am I talking to someone about how to work with their acne? Or is it somebody about their gut health? Like, I have to be able to transition and bounce back and forth between who I'm talking to. And the right person will hear that message. It's like you're trying to hit a certain key, a certain sound on the piano, and it's going to be like a chord, and you want the right people to hear that tone, and people are going to respond differently. So thinking of who you're speaking to. And then another one that's really helpful for me is, once I know who I want to talk to, is, what is my message going to be? What am I going to talk about? And I've got some boys going back and forth, so I hope they're not too noisy. But really, what is the message that I'm trying to say? What do I want them to do? And I just finished a 6-week course of vocal training with an amazing coach. Her name is Tracy Goodwin. If you want to find her on Instagram, it's Captivate the Room. She works with very, very famous people. Some you probably know, and I felt like she was very affordable. But the reason why I took her course is because she taught people how to use vocal variety. Because I could give a script to Christy and I could give a script to Sammy, and they are going to say it differently. They're going to pause in different places. And how many of you have ever listened to someone and they're very monotone and they're very boring, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm out of here? And yet Christy could take the same script and I would buy it right there. It's because we have to use vocal variety. And what I mean by that is, without going into too much detail, keeping it really simple, is using all the varieties of your voice. Did that make sense? Going all the way from here down to the very bottom, and talking really fast because I'm so excited, but then pausing and pulling you in. And so if you want to know more, you can take her course, or I'll share some other things, but really using your voice to pull people in. And I thought for 4 years of being on Instagram that I had to talk super, super fast, because if I don't catch their attention, they're going to just swipe right by. And how many of us are doing that? Like, oh my gosh, I got to talk really fast. I got to make it really interesting, because if I don't captivate them, they're just going to tap, tap, tap and be gone. And I had to get over that. And that was huge for me, to be able to slow down and to pull them in. And so like I can tell that when I pause and I talk a little bit quieter like this, I've got all of your attention. And so use all the variety of your voice. You can talk fast and you can talk slow. You can talk loud and you can talk quiet. Like give them variety when you're speaking, because that will pull them in. And I promise to you that when you're doing your stories, to slow down, think about who you're speaking to, think about what is the message that I'm trying to tell them, and captivate them. And they will stick around. They will draw into the phone and they'll go, wait, what did she say? What did she say? So don't be afraid to slow down. You don't have to talk super fast, because without going too crazy over this, but yeah, just slow down. People will stick around. They will listen. And when you are speaking, tell them what you want them to do. Sometimes you're just getting off for fun. I totally agree. People are nosy. They want to know what's going on in your life. They want to see what your kitchen looks like. They want to see what you're doing on the weekend. They want to see your skincare routine, what you eat, what you cook. We're just nosy, right? So continue to share that. But tell them what you want them to do. Is it to swipe up and go buy this book on Amazon that you love? Is it to sign up today because you've got to hurry? The 21-day reset starts tomorrow. Like, you really don't be flighty. Don't hint around. They love it when you're direct, because when you're direct, it shows that you're confident. So tell them what you want them to do. I want 50 people to sign up today, or I want 2, whatever it is. Be direct and tell them what you want. And then trying to think if there's anything else so I can give it back to Christy. Oh, last thing is, if you want to get paid, get in your stories. If you want to get paid for the day, do a post. I have to think like that. Do I want to get paid today? Then I got to show up. Because if I don't show up, they're going to forget about me and what I want them to do. So show up. And then the last thing is, you have to give your message at least, or each person has to see you give that message at least 7 times before they will take action. How many times did you have to put veggies in front of your kids before they ate it? It's 5 to 7 times. And that's why you cannot be afraid to repeat, repeat, repeat. Repetition is your best friend, because the girl who saw me talk about it 6 weeks ago has only seen me maybe 3 times because of the algorithm. Does that make sense? So I have to not be afraid to keep talking about it. And algorithms are a funny thing. Here's another little trick. Another little trick is to get engagement. You want engaged followers. The number doesn't mean anything anymore. The fact that I have the followers that I have doesn't mean anything if they're not engaging. So the little tricks to get them to engage is the slider bar. Tap yes, tap no. Fill in the little box. Hey, what do you want to know? And you just fill it in. Because every time someone taps on the screen, every time they say yes, no, oh, I love that. Ooh, slide the bar. Oh, and it could be about anything. Every time they do that, it tells Instagram, oh, Lori likes Christy's content. Therefore, we're going to put Christy's content up in front more so that Lori can see it more, right? So you want to, and I have to do better about this because sometimes I just forget because there's a lot going on. Everyone has a lot going on, but if you're intentional with what do I want my people to do, I want them to be engaged. So tap, 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 touching the screens, asking them questions, messaging them back, because that will put you at the top ranking. That will put you first in their feed. They will see your stories. And even though someone has thousands of followers, only a handful are really going to see your stories. So with my Instagram, I think it's 20, it used to be 28. I'm so sad. It goes, I'm losing a lot of followers, but I'm retaining the ones that really want to be here with me. And so out of 27,000 followers, only maybe 1,500 to 2,000 will actually see a story. So please let that, I hope that that makes you feel good. Like if you have even 1,000 followers and 800 of them are engaged, your ratio is way better than mine. Okay, so that's why you want to increase your engagement. So really engage with them. Remember who you're speaking to. They're your friend. Talk to them as if they're your friend. And use a lot of variety in your voice. Slow down, be direct, be intentional. And I think that that would really help anyone in their Instagram. And it really doesn't matter how many followers you have. It matters how engaged they are. So I hope that that helps.
Lori.
So, okay, I'm done.
Seriously, nothing like, oh, you're on the call. Well, how about, will you talk? We're so appreciative of those tips. I have to say, like, when I met Lori, I was kind of in a weird place with social media. And I was like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I have these weird stories about it. But just talking with Lori, I met her at a retreat. The way she does Instagram is so beautiful because she's so genuine. So at the end of all of this, like, like bullet points. Write down 3 things, 3 that you got from this call that you can put into action. Maybe it's an excited, or it's a subject that you're excited about. Because if you're excited about it and you share about it on your Instagram or your Facebook, that excitement is going to transfer and people are going to like it, right? So think of something that you love, post about it. Think of something that you're a pro at or that you are, proficient in, and post about it. Share about your family. Something that Bob Heilig does, that he's taught us to do years ago, is create a content calendar where you can just even dump your brain and say, okay, I'm going to empower my audience, educate my audience, and then entertain my audience. And maybe like every 3rd day you do something different. And then you think of like your passion pillars, we call it. So 3 to 5 things that you're passionate about. For me, I love nature. I love hiking. I love sunshine. I love the world. I love my family, right? That's obvious. We all do. But think of some things that you're really excited about and empower, entertain, and educate your audience. They love that. And you're creating value that people want to follow you with Plexus sprinkled in there. It's valuable for them to follow you. So 3 things that you're going to take away from this. I'm writing mine as well. This has been such an awesome call. I want to thank everyone who shared on this, because we're all different, right? If you're listening to this and you're like, I'm not like her, good. You're you and the world needs you. So be you on social media, and that is beautiful. Thank you for joining, you guys. We've had an awesome crowd here today. Go create a beautiful week. Be inspired. You are loved, and we are so grateful to have had you today. So thank you. Mwah. Bye, guys.